Hello everybody, I am Alisha Costanzo and this is my first ever vlog. Ooh, lighting is terrible. So, it's 7:10 and in 20 minutes I am going to start my first ever 12-hour writing challenge, and this is going to be hard for me because usually I only write like maybe 1,000 words in a day, but I have the next 9 chapters severely outlined and we're going to see what we can do here in 20 minutes. But first we're going to do coffee. Real quick, I wanted to show you how cute the mice are being. They're just so cute. Okay, we got a lot of them. Alright guys, first half an hour and I have got 485 words. And I hit a spot where I realized something that I didn't plan for, and now I have to think of what the hell it is. Because I am a chronological writer and I will not be able to move on until I figure this out. So, time for a brainstorming session and some coffee. And I'm going to get back to it in a little bit, but I almost wrote my word count for the day in the first half an hour, so I'm hoping I can get to 2,500 words. 3,000 words would be nice, especially since I took the day off yesterday from writing so I could do this challenge, and I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, so I have to at least get 1,500 words, which shouldn't be too hard with my lots and lots and lots of notes, but we'll get back to it. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, I figured it out. The thing that I was missing, I figured it out. So it is 8:31 now. I have been writing for an hour and I got 559 words. I got more than my word count for the day in my first hour, and I might be selling myself a little short by thinking only 3,000 words, but don't know if I can keep this pace up, so we'll see what happens. Alright. I'm gonna take a break, get coffee, and be back. My office right now, all the kitties. I got lots of kitties in my office.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. Oh, all the kitties.
All the kitties.
Seem to have a crowd.
So I've only got 198 for this hour. I'm gonna go make breakfast. Hopefully that helps. Okay, I'll be back.
We're setting you free, Dad! Go! Run with the other men! We are not letting you in! You have to go have fun! Do something relaxing! Never! The back! Kids, go! Oh. No! Let me work!
Alright, so I'm a little bit more awake. Had breakfast. Spent most of my hour breakfast, but I managed to get 59 words, so but fresh hour, I'm going to put some more work into it and let's see what happens. Me face frustration right now. Picking up speed a little bit. I need some chocolate and coffee. Right now I'm watching Bones while I am reading, re-watching Bones because I've seen it already, but I like background noise, which doesn't always help. My first 2 hours, I didn't have background noise. I just wrote. But it's also first waking brain, so I don't know. I might go to background music here in a little while. first. Chocolate. Alright, so I'm halfway, well, 3/4 of my way into this hour. I am on hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hour 6. So I'm almost halfway done. I'm not feeling too bad, but I also haven't gotten a whole lot of words done. So far, this hour I've gotten 180, and overall I've gotten 1709, which, again, it's not that bad, especially since I only write 500 words a day regularly. So, it is 1:30. I am officially into hour 7. Again, not feeling too bad. I usually work from about 7:30, 8 o'clock until 8:30, 9 o'clock every day anyways, and it's not as fun as this is. I do a lot of blog posts and administrative stuff and website design and editing, and right now, again, I'm formatting a cookbook for a freelance gig that I'm doing, which is a lot of fun, by the way. I can't wait to check out some of our recipes. But yeah, I just got another 363 words, so I'm chugging along. I'm over my 2,000 word mark, and halfway, so I'm going to get a few more pieces of chocolate, which my husband saw on my desk, and since they're pulled chocolate covered almonds, he's like, "Did somebody poop on your desk?" Because we have 6 cats. I'm like, no, it's chocolate. So I'm gonna get more of that while he's outside and can't make fun of my snacking choices, my bad snacking choices. And then I'll probably make an actual snack for the both of us, which would be like a soup and a sandwich before dinner. But the boy gets home in 3 hours, so I better push because I'm gonna be distracted later. A lot. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Do you see that? Yay! 45? 5, 7. Okay. Only 30 more to go. I got this. Okay, so I just finished my hour. It is 2:33 right now, and I got 361 words last hour. But I really quick just want to show you my cats sitting around in my office. So hold on. These two have been with me all day, haven't you? Okay, so last hour. 15 minutes of writing, maybe. Got 100 words. I'm gonna clean up my bowl. So, had some soup. And gonna make some fresh coffee in cup number 4 today. And get back to writing until the boy gets home at 4:30. So, got an hour. And then I'm gonna make dinner, and that's gonna take more than an hour. So I'm gonna have to tack on an extra hour at the end. Instead of ending at 7:30, I'll end at 8:30. Sounds like a plan. Alright, I'm gonna go do it. Alright, last hour I got 341 words. And this hour I tried to get a head start. I got 422 because the next hour and a half I'm gonna be cooking. So I will be back at I'll be back at 6:30 for my last 2 hours. Probably won't make 5K, but that'll be alright. We'll see. I'll give it a push. Maybe I'll make it work. Alright, see you then. Bye. So there it is. And that is my total at the moment. I have 2 more hours. There's the time. It's almost 7. Took a little bit longer for dinner than I thought I was going to, so now I'm going to do from 7 to 8, and then 8 to 9 check-ins, and then I'll wrap up and let you know how I did. Heads up, or spoiler, my head hurts. So I'm really hoping I can get that 1500, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. So it is 7:57, and I have gotten 4,232 words. So let me see real quick. I need 768 more words to get to the 5K, and I have another hour to do it, and honestly, even though I am exhausted, I've gotten a lot down, and it made me pretty happy, and so I think I'm going to work through the next 800 words or so. I'm working on a spell right now, which might mean that it goes a little bit slower at first. But usually once I get the idea for a spell, I can write it down pretty quickly. And I have two people that I've done spells with before being featured in the scene, Jean and Christopher. So I think I can get it done. And then I'll show you my final word count. I am excited because this means I'm closing in on the end of the first part of Act 2 of my novel. Even though my goal is 75,000 words, I think it might be 80, 85, maybe. And I still feel like there are little bits that need fleshing out because I tend to, on my first draft, although I'm pretty much a complete drafter, I don't do brackets, I don't skip things, I do everything chronological. Then sometimes I go a little bit quickly in my action and my dialogue, and I need to add things, need to drop details, that's what I usually call it. And so that will happen on my second draft, but I feel like this is going to be still, with those in mind, maybe 85,000 words, which is longer than I usually have my novels. But I don't know, I'll show you my process, because after I fill things out, I'm going to have to go through and cut a lot of words. Cut a lot of words. I have my word list that I like to cut with, and I'm not really afraid to chop stuff, so we'll see how that works. But I'm babbling and delaying, so I think I might go get my last shot of sugar. I got some things on sale, I just turned 8. I'm going to finish my coffee. And all those rings there, because it's been sitting here, I've been writing instead of drinking it. I'll finish this baby up. Root for me. I'm gonna get that 5K coming. Alright, y'all. It is 10:26, so my 12-hour challenge ran a couple hours over, because you know what, to be honest, there was a few hours where I was docking it. Food, family, life stuff happened, and so I worked until I got my 5,000, and I got my 5,000. I got 5,042 to be exact. I'm tired. I learned a few things, and I think I'm gonna save my wrap up for tomorrow when I've had time to think about what this did to this. For now, 12 hours well spent, 5,000 words. I'm gonna take tomorrow off writing anyways, but I'll see you then and let you know what's going on. Alright, night y'all. So good morning y'all. It is 10 o'clock the next day. I slept until probably 9 because my brain was just by the end of yesterday. It started off as a 12-hour challenge, turned into more like a 15-hour challenge. Granted, I did take an hour and a half, almost 2 hours off for dinner, so that takes out, maybe it's a 13-hour challenge. I did take a lot of breaks too. I did really well the first 2 hours. Then I got distracted. Then I built up steam a little bit more. I was consistent about 350 words an hour, and that's given probably 20-25 minute chunks of writing. So that's not actually terribly bad. And then I started to dip when I normally feel that groggy nap time in the middle of the day, about 2:30. And then I pushed myself before my stepson got home, and the rest of it was just seriously just pushing 300 words at a time as much as I could get out. The last couple hours was just, oh, I got another 42 words. Oh, I got another 52 words. Oh, I got 36 words. Just something to chip off the last 1,000 to get to that 5K, which I did, which was fantastic. I noticed that having a more in-depth outline. So let me show you an example of what I have. So this is what my outline normally looks like. Very bulleted points, very simple. Is this focusing well? Just enough to let me know what I'm doing. Whereas this is This is one chapter instead of the little bitty chapters that I just had. It gave me a little bit more details about what specifically I was doing and in what order, because the other outline isn't necessarily in order, it's just clumped together in chapters so that I know what happened. My chapters aren't very long in general. They're usually between 5 and 10 pages, typed double-spaced on Word, but I really liked having that, and I still have a couple chapters filled out that's going to make writing starting tomorrow, maybe tonight. We'll see how my brain feels. Yeah, hopefully that'll make the next chunk go a little bit faster, and I might try that again as I continue to draft, to take a moment, then maybe the night before, the day of, to plot out a little bit better my chapter and see if that helps my word count increase, because that's what I've been doing this year. That's been my goal. My first 2 months of the year, I did not have a good writing habit. I wrote whenever I could fit it in. I'm always going. So I try to fit it in where I could. So now I've made it a priority because writing's what makes me happy. I want to get more of it out there. And that's really what I love to do. I still love editing other people's stuff. I still love teaching, but that's the real end goal, is to write and to be able to write a lot. So I wanted to finally put all of that work into my writing habits. So that's part of what this was. That I'm going to do it again too. I totally am going to do it again. I don't feel like I took it seriously enough. I hit 5K, but I don't feel like I took it seriously enough. And maybe that's because I let people interrupt me when they needed me and all this other stuff. But I think if I do it again and I'm like, hey guys, I'm serious about this, you need to leave me the fuck alone for a little while. Who knows how many words I can get. It also would depend on where I am in my story, and I don't know. But anyways, the idea of writing habits, I'm babbling and this is terrible. I started with 250 words a day, every day. Just to write something every day, and that was hard at first. And then towards the end of my second month doing that, I noticed that my words were getting more and more and more every day. The more I wrote, you can hear my in-heat kitty over there yelling at the door because she's insane. But I noticed that the words were coming easier because I was in the habit and I was feeling that creativity most of the time. So I upped it to 500 words, which was the plan originally anyways. And I've noticed most of the time I've reached 600, 700, sometimes 1,000 words in a day because of the consistent writing habit. But I've noticed the last week or two that I have been barely 500. And I think that's because I needed a break. And so I took a break the day before yesterday. And then I did my 12 hours. 15 hours, 13 hours, whatever. And then I am taking a break today from that kind of writing. I told my husband last night, I'm taking a break from writing tomorrow. Well, actually, I have a blog post to write and I have this to do. And he's like, see what you did there? I'm like, but I'm not going to creatively write. And that's different. It uses a different part of the brain. It uses this part of the brain. This part of my brain yesterday hurt when I went to bed. Oh my God. I had to take a Tylenol and a couple ibuprofens because you hear the wind? I don't speak wind. Sorry, that's a bad Bob's Burgers reference.
How long have you lived here, hermit lady?
My name's Martha. Well, it used to be. The wind spoke through the trees, and I was born anew as...
Cool if we just call you Martha?
Sure. Thanks, we don't.
But I think I need to plan in a few more breaks. Saying 500 words a day is a good goal, and I keep to it as much as I can. And I like pushing myself, but I think I need to schedule in a couple more days. I think that's what's taught me, is that I can get farther on the days that I work and keep hitting those 700, 800 word days if once every 2 weeks I take a day off. Granted, I was pushing myself these last 2 months, and I will for the next month, for June and July, I guess the next 2 months, June and July, because I'm doing that 100-day project or 100-day challenge where I'm working on the same project every day for 100 days, and I haven't broke that except for these 2 days because I was able to get my 5,000 words yesterday. But I don't plan on taking another big break unless I absolutely have to during those 100 days. And then July is Camp NaNoWriMo, and I always participate in that, even though I'm going to be towards the end of this novel. I also have short stories that I have to write, and so I'm going to kind of clump those together because they're in the same world, and so it's just going to be a broken world. And it pretty much, I haven't won in a while, and that's fine. It's usually, I just use it as motivation to write and to challenge myself, and that's what I've been doing anyway this year, and so it just fits with my overall yearly goals to write more. And I'm babbling again. Oh, I learned that I am right, at least for my own self and my beliefs about writing, is that writing block is, I like to say that it's a myth. And I know people like Neil Gaiman, whatever, say that too, and a lot of people have crippling writer's block. But every time that I find that I am stuck, I just try things, and I try things, and I try things, and I write something, and I do it again and again and again and again. I just keep coming back to the story and the page, and it works. So, that's what I've got. I could keep rambling about this, but I feel like I've covered it. So, join me soon for a new challenge video writing related planning thing. Subscribe if you want. Like it if you like this. I plan to do more things like this, more writing vlog type stuff. So, I don't know what I'm doing that for. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.